Hi there, Chris Benson's here. So this is just a quick introduction to a video I did back a few weeks ago about the launch of That's TV 2. Watch out for the end though. Brand new ending with my thoughts on how That's TV 2 is doing now. Don't go anywhere, here's the original video first.
Hello, welcome to a quick Talking TV video because we've had the news that on Freeview Channel 65, launching today, the 3rd of January, will be That's TV 2. So it was interesting to see what programmes we're going to get on That's TV 2 for its launch. Home and Away from the beginning. So we've got those episodes from around 1989 that will appear. I don't think they've been transmitted on terrestrial television since. I think a couple were shown as part of their, I think it was their 30th anniversary, I think, on 5 Star. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not many, certainly not many of them. But Home and Away from the beginning looks like it's going to be at 8 o'clock at night with a repeat of the previous day episodes at 5 o'clock. One thing I would definitely add, That's TV, if you watch this, add an omnibus, a weekend omnibus. It seems a great opportunity, and it seems an important thing as well. When you start showing a soap, if people miss the first few episodes, you know, they kind of think, oh, I missed the start. I'd add an omnibus to the weekend, Sunday mornings or something like that, just so people can catch up with the weekend. Because I know That's TV aired Take the High Road, and it didn't last very long. And I suspect, you know, that might have been one of the reasons. But hey, what do I know? Another thing that they're also launching from the beginning, 11 p.m. approximately onwards, is Prisoner Cell Block H, which has also been recently added to My 5. And I think it's been on 5 Select as well. So it's finding a new audience all over again. I know Prisoner Cell Block H was shown in the early days of Channel 5. So it's great that Prisoner Cell Block H is back on terrestrial television. Baywatch will also be on That's TV 2. And it was briefly on That's TV. Again, I don't know if it's ratings-wise that it's been moved to That's TV 2, but it's a very long-running series, and we'll have it here on That's TV 2 as well. Humans, popular Channel 4 series as well from the last decade, will also be here. And it looks like we'll get glimpses of the main That's TV schedule on there as well. Kind of, for example, Bread, British Empire. I've seen Blankety Blanks in the opening launch night tonight. Steptoe Sunnies. But on a later slot, so if you've perhaps missed it earlier in the evening on That's TV 1, you'll get to watch them on That's TV 2 a bit later, which is great. It looks like programmes start from around 5 o'clock with music during the day. Whether this will be extended over time, we'll have to wait and see. But the main schedule, for now at least, you've got Baywatch at 7, you've got Home and Away, you've got Humans, then you've got the kind of the repeats of the That's TV stuff from earlier in the night, and then Prisoner Cell Block H. There's also The Hotel, which I think was a Channel 4 documentary, if memory serves me correct. That appears in the first few days as well. But let me know what you think. Let me know what programmes you would add. I mean, for me, obviously That's TV used to show a lot of ITV material, such as Not On Your Nelly, Beatles About. We also had The Goodies recently. Maybe they've not got the rights to those anymore. It'd be great if we'd see those shows that have been on That's TV a while ago appear on this channel. But it could be a rights thing. Maybe they've lost the licenses to those. But do send your suggestions in and we'll forward them on to That's TV if there's any programmes that you want to see. But it launches today, Freeview Channel 65. So if you picked up That's Christmas on Freeview 65, it's just a change of name and you should get the channel straight away. Programmes, as I say, start at 5 o'clock Wednesday, January the 3rd, with the very first episode of Blankety Blank. Doesn't look like they're showing any more Blankety Blank in its opening schedule, but we get to see Wogan launch the schedule today. Right, that's it from me. Bye for now.
So here we are, 6th of February. That's TV 2 has been on the air just over a month, and Home and Away didn't even last 2 weeks. That's TV 2 have been very quiet about that, but didn't even last 2 weeks. And a lot of disappointed fans have commented on social media to say, well, bring it back. But it's not even coming back in an earlier time slot. That is all we've got. Home and Away. I think it was something like 18 episodes. Someone can correct me on that. Humans didn't stay in a prime time slot. That got moved to the early hours of the morning. The Hotel, which started, got moved. In fact, the Hotel, as I record this, looks like Series 1's being repeated again at 3 o'clock in the morning later this week. What we have seen, we saw the British Empire, which started over Christmas on That's TV 1, but then continued exclusively on That's TV 2, which is great. It looks like it got to the end of Series 5. That seems to be the where the British Empire gets up to in terms of licensing on ITVX and things like that. I think there's problems with the later series, but yeah, we saw the British Empire. Even Blankety Blank seems to be being taken off this week, I noticed. It seems to have the rights to Series 1 from 1979, and they've started Series 4 from 1981. They've got partway through it, and Blankety Blank's been took off. Baywatch is still on. That's been moved to an earlier slot, it looks like this week. Prisoner Cell Block H is still on. And then the rest of the time is literally repeats of programmes that have been on That's TV 1, such as Jerry Springer, which is on earlier in the day on That's TV 1. We've had repeats of Steptoe & Son. They're calling it Are You Being Served Again? It's not, it's Grace and Favour. But that's repeats of that are on That's TV 2. We've had repeats of Bread and other sitcoms, Fresh Fields, Never the Twain, that again have been on That's TV 1, appear on That's TV 2. So I do get it. We're in an era where if something commercially is not working out, they're not going to be afraid to take it off. And Talking Pictures TV do a series called What's On with Noel, and couple of weeks ago, Noel Cronin was saying that we cannot justify continuing repeats of the Eating Line, Crown Court. I think even Thunderbirds was mentioned, which is a shame. But commercially, if they're not getting the ratings, then you can understand it. They've got to make a living, and they need to attract advertisers. And I guess it's the same with That's TV. If a program isn't working, they're not going to be afraid to get rid of it in prime time or move it completely from the schedule. And it's obvious what is rating well. Benidorm, I think, is on its 5th run in a row, so Benidorm obviously gets the viewers, and we still see repeats. They obviously still have the rights to In Sickness and in Health. That's still getting repeated, as is Shameless. Must have done well because that's nearly got to the end of the run as well. Little Britain's being repeated on That's TV 2 this week. So the sitcoms and the comedies seem to be doing well, but as I say, commercially, I'm a bit surprised that Home and Away wasn't even moved to an earlier time slot. That's TV 2 seems to be sticking to the pop music during the day, the That's 80s segment. For me, I did say in my original video, if you don't have an omnibus, they could have easily put an omnibus at the weekend to get people in. If people miss the first few episodes, then they're not going to start watching. And I think that's the danger of what's happened. I think that's why Brookside has worked on STV Player. The episodes are available on demand, and people didn't have to watch a particular time slot, and they were able to get into the program. That's why it's worked. That's why as well Take the High Road didn't work on That's TV 1. I think that lasted 40 episodes, and there was claims on one website that we were going to see all of Take the High Road repeated, and we didn't. We saw literally 40 episodes, and it was axed. Again, if you don't have an omnibus for people to catch up in those early stages of a soap, they're not going to stick with it. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. We will keep an eye on That's TV too. Let me know what you think of the channel, or what your suggestions would be. One suggestion I did say to That's TV, and I've been absolutely open about it, is have trailers in between the programmes. You could have a continuity announcer as well. But again, it's not happened yet.
So, catching up with That's TV 2, I've gone back to January to give you some highlights, if you like, of what's happened on the channel. So it doesn't go into everything, but hopefully you'll get the gist. Hopefully you'll get the idea of what's going on That's TV 2. So January the 3rd, the opening schedule, we had 5:55 Blankety Blank, Series 1, Episode 1 with Terry Wogan. Then we had Beverly Hills Porn at 6:35, 7:05 The Hotel, do you remember that documentary? Then Baywatch at 8:05, then Home and Away from the beginning at 9 o'clock. Humans at 10, and then repeats of Bread and The Likely Lads before Prisoner Cell Block H, Episode 1 of that at 5 past midnight. Now, 2 days later, on January the 5th, the schedule looked different already. At 10 to 6, we had repeats of the previous day's Home and Away. Then at 10 to 7, we had the British Empire, which started from season 2. I think it was episodes that I don't think had been on That's TV up until this point. I think That's TV showed series 1 over Christmas 2023. Anyway, British Empire. And then at 8:05, Baywatch, 9 o'clock Home and Away, and 10 o'clock Humans. So it was varying a little bit, but nothing like what was going to happen. January the 11th, Home and Away at 10 to 6, episodes 15 and 16 air, but then all of a sudden dropped. And there's been no explanation as to why from That's TV, and it's not been put back in a different slot either. January the 12th, though, different schedule altogether. 6:40, Blankety Blank repeats of Series 1. 7:20, British. 7:55, Baywatch. 8:55, Fresh Fields. 9:25, Never the Twain. 10 o'clock, Little Britain. And at 10:35, League of Gentlemen. So mostly shows that had already been on That's TV 1. And Humans was now continuing Series 2, but at 1:25 in the morning. January the 13th, another new programme. At 8:55 p.m, we had Would I Lie to You Australia. Series 1, episode 1 of that. One episode on the Saturday, one episode the day after on the Sunday. But by January the 20th, listen to this, the show is on at 4 a.m. with episode 3. Episode 4 is on the day after at 4 o'clock, and then the show's dropped completely. On to February. A couple of bits I picked out. 14th of February, the last Baywatch aired. 7:25, it looked like Series 2, Episode 22. And it looks like That's TV 2 have been airing episodes from Series 1 and 2. But that's all we seem to be getting. Of course, Baywatch is on ITVX if you want to see more episodes. February the 23rd, The Hotel, which was in a prime time slot when That's TV 2 started, was being shown at 4 a.m. Series 2, Episode 9. So it looks like That's TV 2 had the rights to Series 1 and 2. March 2024 now. March the 3rd, 10 o'clock, an hour of new programming. Quite optimistic. Peep Show and Fresh Meat. By March the 6th, Peep Show was on at 11:50 p.m. and Fresh Meat was being shown at 1:50 in the morning. March the 21st, at 20 past midnight, we've got episode 79 of Prisoner Cell Block H. 79 episodes in Series 1, so it looks like That's TV only acquired the first series. 692 episodes were made of Prisoner Cell Block H. 27th of March, 10:35, Worst Week of My Life was still being aired, but the final episode was on That's TV 2 tonight. The day after, on March the 28th, at 10 past 11, repeats of It Ain't Half Hot Mum begin. That had previously been on That's TV 1. April 2024, April the 1st, by this point, Fresh Meat, which premiered on That's TV 2, was up to Series 4, Episode 5, and being shown at just after midnight. April the 4th, Shelley started at 10 to 10. Classic 10 sitcom, 10 series, of course, made. We certainly got Series 1 to 3, and now it doesn't seem to be in the schedules. Maybe they only had the rights to the first 3 series. I thought I could see Series 4, Episode 1 at one point in the TV listings, but let me know if you can confirm if Series 4 started. April the 5th, repeats of Sorry started at 4:35 in the afternoon, previously on That's TV 1. Then on April the 12th, 3 Up 2 Down started at 25 past 7 in the evening. Some episodes had been previously shown the weekend before on That's TV 1, but we got a full rerun here on That's TV 2. So here we got a lot of episodes that hadn't been previously repeated on That's TV 1, premieres if you like. April the 14th, late night repeats of the Bernard Cribbins show at half past midnight. So That's TV obviously have long licenses for their Thames shows, such as Kenny Everett, Benny Hill. Some ITV shows such as Hale and Pace, Nearest and Dearest, Mrs. Merton that they used to have seem to have expired. April the 19th, a repeat of Up Pompeii started at 8:35 p.m. Previously, that's been on That's TV. April the 25th, Peep Show was still being aired. A premiere to That's TV 2, of course. But by this point, we're up to Series 9, Episode 6, and it's being shown at 11:35 p.m. Peep Show was a new programme, but it was being shown later than the repeats of The League of Gentlemen, Up Pompeii, It Ain't Half Hot Mum, and Bread. April the 30th, Baywatch is back, 7 o'clock, but no new episodes, and it's back to the beginning of Series 1. On to May 2024. No new shows for That's TV2 during May so far, and that's interesting, especially when we hear about an article that was on RxTV Info in just a moment. On May the 2nd, we got another repeat of Little Britain that started. Of course, that's been previously on That's TV. May the 7th, another repeat of the monochrome episodes of The Likely Lads. Again, that's previously been on That's TV1. Then, onto this article from RxTV Info, which says that they talk about the company's financial report, and the company also confirmed it's recently launched That's TV2 is an initial trial channel. Interesting. Take a look at the full article on RxTV Info, and it also described its recently launched retro music station Chart Show Retro as a pilot on the Sky platform. But let me know your thoughts on That's TV2. At the moment, there's no new programming to the channel. Is it good that you get to catch up with programs you might have missed on That's TV1? Does it work for you? What would you like to see on there? For me, the scheduling at the start of January wasn't given long enough, I think, to work. But That's TV is a commercial channel. We've seen Talking Pictures make changes and drop shows partway through. It needs advertising revenue to keep the channel running, to make it viable. And for whatever reason, repeats of sitcoms such as Grace and Favour, Till Death Us Do Part, In Sickness and in Health, Birds of a Feather obviously perform better than Home and Away, Humans, and other shows which have been tried.
And another very quick update here on the 8th of June. That's TV on the 6th of June have started The Thick of It, brand new on That's TV too. So that's the only new acquisition in June so far, but I think it's worth a mention. Anyway, let me know what you think of That's TV2 in the comments. I'll keep you updated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more Talking TV very soon. Bye bye.